A federal high court sitting in Abuja has slammed the door shut at Julius Abure, affirming that he is no longer the Labour Party national chairman. Julius Abure has taken the independent. Recall, INEC refused to recognize all the candidates that were submitted by the Labour Party under the Julius Abure leadership for the national by-election slated on 16th of August, affirming the fact that Julius Abure's tenure as the Labour Party chairman has elapsed. But however, the Federal High Court struck out Julius Abure's suit for want of jurisdiction, echoing that the Supreme Court's April 14, 2025 ruling, which nullified all prior recognition of his leadership. The Federal High Court striking out the case of Julius Abure in one sitting means that they did not even entertain the matter in court because of lack of jurisdiction. They don't have the local standing to entertain any matter involving political parties. Recall that in April, the Supreme Court has set aside every judgment recognizing Julius Abure as the chairman of the Labour Party. In June 2024, the tenure of Julius Abure elapsed. He was meant to conduct an expansive convention that will start from the ward level to the local government to the state and the national level. But Julius Abure conducted a sham of an election in Awka, Anambra State. INEC, the body charged with the responsibility of overseeing political parties in Nigeria, refused to recognize Julius Abure as the chairman of the Labour Party. Julius Abure took INEC to court, and the Federal High Court asked INEC to recognize Julius Abure as the chairman of the Labour Party. INEC did recognize Julius Abure as the chairman of the Labour Party. Prior to Julius Abure taking INEC to court, the stakeholders in the Labour Party organized a stakeholder meeting in Umuahia, where a 29-member committee was inaugurated, and Nenadi Usman was made a chairperson of that committee. The committee was charged with the responsibility of conducting an expansive convention from the ward to the local government to the state and the national level. The committee was given a 120 days to conclude the national convention for the Labour Party. But barely 1 week after that committee was inaugurated came the judgment from the Federal High Court recognizing Julius Abure as the chairman of the Labour Party. Now what this means is that the Federal High Court judgment has set aside the caretaker committee that was inaugurated by the stakeholder of the Labour Party. The chairperson of the caretaker committee, Nenadi Usman, took Julius Abure, INEC, to the appeal court. They want appeal court to set aside the judgment that was issued by the Federal High Court, but the appeal court released a judgment in support of Julius Abure, affirming Julius Abure as the chairman of the Labour Party, affirming that the court has no jurisdiction in adjudicating party matters. The Supreme Court asked all parties to go back and resolve it internally, but the Supreme Court did not fail to recognize that anyone whose tenure has elapsed should honorably resign. And the Supreme Court also stated that the suit brought by the appellant, which is Nenadi Usman-led caretaker committee, is meritorious. Now what this means in a nutshell is that Labour Party should resolve their problem internally and they should stand by the status quo of the party. And the status quo of the party is that the chairmanship of Julius Abure has elapsed. He should leave, but he failed to leave, saying that since the Supreme Court did not outrightly remove him from office, he is still the chairman of the Labour Party. Of course, the Labour Party stakeholder decided to take the judgment of the Supreme Court to INEC. But INEC said that they were studying the matter, they were studying the judgment. While INEC was busy studying the judgment, Julius Abure and co were still parading themselves as the national leaders of the Labour Party. And of course, they were preparing for the by-election that was slated on the 16th of August 2025. They submitted list of the Labour Party candidates for the various positions in the by-election, but INEC refused to recognize that list, meaning that they did not recognize Julius Abure as the chairman of the Labour Party. So what INEC did is that they went back to their original position, which states that Julius Abure's tenure as the Labour Party chairman has elapsed and that they will no longer recognize Julius Abure as the chairman of the Labour Party since the Supreme Court has set aside every judgment that forced INEC to recognize Julius Abure as the chairman of the Labour Party. To show you how mischievous Julius Abure is and to show you that he is playing to a script, to show you that Julius Abure is categorically working with outside forces to destabilize the Labour Party and make the crisis in Labour Party to linger, Julius Abure has once again decided to go back to the court. The same court that the Supreme Court has ruled time and again that the court has no jurisdiction, no local standing to entertain any party matter, that any internal party matter should be resolved by the party and not the court of law. That is the reason why the court did not even look at the suit that was brought by Julius Abure. They struck it out in one sitting and they stated that the court lacked the jurisdiction to entertain this matter. Now it is left for Julius Abure to take this matter to the Appeal Court or the Supreme Court. But the same judgment is still going to follow suit. Now, why Julius Abure is going to the Appeal Court or the Supreme Court? There is already an existing structure in the Labour Party. By law, the caretaker committee that was inaugurated in Abia State by the stakeholder of the Labour Party is now the official leaders of the Labour Party. And this caretaker committee to restructure the Labour Party to what they want the Labour Party to be. One of the major problems the Labour Party faced in the 2023 general election was a soily structure. The structure that was built around Labour Party was built around the people. There was no solid structure on ground. Now, one of the major solid structure that Labour Party was lacking is the party agent across our federation in our general election. Party agents are very instrumental in safeguarding your vote. When they talk about vote and secure your vote, the people that will ensure that your votes are being secured are your party agent. And your party agent should be people from your party, people that believe in the party, people that believe in the candidate that is vying for any particular election in any position in this country. Party agents were usually missing in the last election. That was the reason why Mr. Peterobi vote was usually stolen across different states in this federation. With Abure gone and the Labour Party crisis behind, Mr. Peterobi now has the opportunity to restructure the Labour Party, conduct an expansive convention that will start from the ward to the local government, the state, and the national level. This national convention will ensure that they produce men and women that carry the ideology of the Labour Party. Labour Party has been in existence for the past 20 years, but the ideology of Labour Party of then and now is different. Labour Party has always been used as a placeholder political party. They are party for the bigger political party. Before Mr. Peterobi joined the Labour Party was not interested in winning election. Labour Party was just interested in selling their position to bigger party. They were interested in the money. The wave of Mr. Peterobi in 2023 general election brought so much recognition and wealth into the Labour Party, and that was what turned the mind of Julius Abure and his cohort away. They believe that if they leave the position of the national leadership of the Labour Party, they will not have access to the money that is coming into the Labour Party. They prefer to allow Labour Party to remain stagnant than allow it to be expanded into a national political party. So the National Convention is going to bring a new breed of leaders into the Labour Party that will help to reposition the Labour Party into a national political party. Labour Party won the 2023 presidential election when they have just 6 months to prepare for that election, when there was no structure on ground. It was just the obedience movement, and where many Nigerians that wanted a new Nigeria that is possible, where many Nigerians that believe in the ideology and the message of hope of Mr. Peterobi. With almost 1 year, 6 months to the next general election in 2027 general election, I know a lot of you may be thinking that if Mr. Peterobi contests in the Labour Party in 2027, it is also going to lead to split of vote as it was experienced in 2023. I want you to understand that Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not win the 2023 presidential election because the votes were split. Bola Ahmed Tinubu won that election because of massive voter suppression, massive stealing of Mr. Peterobi's vote, and the glitch that happened in the INEC IRF. And the way you can address this voter suppression and vote stealing is by ensuring that Labour Party agent is represented in all the polling units in the federation. And of course, the glitch that happened in 2023 will not happen again. We all know that Mr. Peterobi has identified with the ADC-led coalition, and we are all looking forward to the ADC handing over the presidential ticket to Mr. Peterobi. But the ADC is playing a game of hide and seek. As a matter of fact, the ADC-led coalition is being touted as Atiku-led coalition. So in case the ADC want to play foul game, they want to play a game of trick by not giving Mr. Peterobi the presidential ticket, by trying to coerce Mr. Peterobi to contest in the primaries. The ADC understand that if Mr. Peterobi should contest in the ADC primary, he will be ineligible to contest in another primaries. Mr. Peterobi was Atiku Abubakar vice president in 2019. So you understand what it means for him to contest a primary with Atiku Abubakar. The 2019 presidential primaries of the PDP was hugely monetized. The 2023 primaries was equally hugely monetized. As a matter of fact, the person that they marched in 2019 and 2023 was the person that has the highest war chest, the person that has the highest fund to buy delegates. Mr. Peterobi does not want to take that chance to contest primaries with Atiku Abubakar because he definitely knows that the outcome will be hugely monetized. And he knows that he will lose the primaries. And losing the primary means that he will not contest in another primaries in another political party. That is the reason why he is non-committer. He's still in the Labour Party, ensuring that he resolves the crisis in the Labour Party while aligning with the ADC and equally aligning with the PDP. Therefore, it is a win-win situation for Mr. Peterobi. In case the ADC and PDP goes bunker, he will remain in the prepare for that election. With 1 year, 6 months to prepare for the next election, imagine the magnitude of result Labour Party is going to pull in 2027.
Thank God, victory at last. Yes, because I'm okay. If not, because when God be for you, who can be against you? See, see, light outshine darkness. That is just it. God has buried the head of our enemies in shame. Thank God for Jesus for this great victory. T-Pain, hey, now they fight though. Now they fight the battle. We be said now Holy Ghost of heaven 9 day make come 9 day make us win. Yes. But why can't Peter Obi follow up the expose and abuse of financial atrocities, atrocities he actually committed with their money? He should be arrested too. Arrest who? I mean, you know, go know something. If you don't know politics, you know, go follow it. I hope Soludo will be voted out in Anambra State. He is not moving fast with development like Apia. Anambra used to be the best after Lagos in everything, but since Soludo, everything is going backward. Even Enugu from the research is doing better. How do you know? Are you in Nigeria? If you're not in Nigeria, you don't have to, because anyways, is Anambra people that will say this is I'm not in the situation of saying it, but anyway, you said your opinion because your opinion is needed as well. Nigeria will never ever move forward until Nigerian are ready to kill all these kind of cells, politicians and leaders. Anything else would not never ever work. Don't worry. Who says this thing? Expand Limited. Nigeria will work again. There will be a better Nigeria again. So just don't say what you don't know. If you don't believe, I believe that there will be a better Nigeria again. Anyways, I will leave the rest of the video for you to watch while you like and share.
Now, many parts of the southeast, particularly project sites visited by the federal government delegation in Enugu, are turned to construction sites courtesy of the current administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Members of the team being led by the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, assured speedy delivery of ongoing projects and execution of more in the years ahead. Saliu Abdullahi Gwanara tells us more.
Across the country, the renewed hope prospects are turning into prosperity. Ongoing and completed projects in the southeast, particularly the Enugu-Port Harcourt and Enugu-Onitsha expressways, construction of the Abakpa flyover bridge along Enugu-Abakaliki Road, the remodel and equipped oncology center at the University of Nigeria Teaching Hospital, Ozara, were visited as parts of the legacy projects of the renewed hope agenda.
They are very happy, very glad that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has constructed this bridge for them. What we hear from them is that before now, it is a nightmare for traffic here, for commuters to pass through this place. But now, the construction of this bridge, they are hopeful. It's about 70 to 75% completed here from what we can see and what we have been told. And we know that by the time it is completed, it will solve all the problems of traffic in this community. This is linking Enugu, Ebonyi, and then straight to Cross River and Akwa Ibom State from here. So it's a very important artery. It's a very important road linking these 4 states together. And we are happy. This is part of the renewed hope promise that the president has given is renewing people's hope.
This is wonderful. I'm happy this is happening in my lifetime. You know, I can say this because it's not always usual that you find this kind of development springing up everywhere in a state. I represent Enugu State, and I'm so happy to be associated with our president, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR. I'm so proud that I'm of APC, and that is why all these developments you are seeing in Enugu is because of him. You know, because he's an accomplished man. He's from the private sector, so he knows where it pays the people.
The thing is that when Mr. President has been talking about renewed hope, we find that it's not just a slogan, it's real. And we have seen it in those facilities that we have examined. And I think Nigerians are happy. We are happy to see them in practice, and the people using them are also happy.
This government gesture is indeed acknowledged as necessary efforts to boost and build a nation with a solid economy for generations.
Now, you don't consider a K again. If you come to a K, it's free. Can't you see? Flyover up.
People where they are around here, they're very, very happy.
The place is looking pretty, so we are very happy for the project.
We do hope that in the soonest time that this project will be completed.
Reactions of the citizens here show a demonstration of hope for better days ahead as inspection of projects continue in other states in the zone.